Power 92. We are number one in the streets.
Power 92, we are number one in the streets. Your girl, Money Mayha. Make some noise for Rapsody.
What up, 92? We here. I made it.
You made it.
Yes.
How is Chicago treating you?
I love Chicago. I tell everybody it's one of my favorite places to visit and perform. It's
Dope.
only my second time coming in the summer, though, in the summer, so I'm enjoying the weather.
And you caught it on a decent day. It's like 73 today.
I like that.
Yeah,
Because
I like this
when
too.
When I come, it's usually January, February, and
Look.
you know it be cutting through.
Speaking of January,
Okay.
why'd I just, I don't know why, but we just went on Google just to, see, what sign you were.
Yes.
And I was like, dang, her birthday is a day before mine.
Oh, come on,
Yes.
Aquarius love.
I am such an Aquarius G.
I am all the way.
What is your biggest Aquarius trait that you carry with you?
Mine, I don't know a lot about the sign, but I know we creative.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see, we could be we could balance introvert and extrovert really well.
Yo, I'm right down the
So
middle.
that's me. Like, I love people. When I get to that point, I've had enough. I gotta go.
Same.
I gotta go.
Sometimes I say I am an introvert living an extrovert's life.
Yes, that part.
Ooh, I love my solitude so much.
Look, when we get it,
Because it's rare, especially for people like us who are just,
naturally magnets.
you're on stage, I'm hosting some shit. Like, you just
Right.
have to interact with people. But man, if I could just sit in the corner and chill.
Look, I'm good.
The one that I carry everywhere is I'm nonchalant. So some shit will happen in the family and they'll tweet me about it or, message me in the group chat and I'll be like, oh. And they'll be like, well, Mayha, we need you to care. And I was like, I do.
Yeah,
It's
I do. It's
just,
okay.
This is how I'm approaching
I
it.
have those moments. Okay.
Okay, so hey, Aquarius.
What's up?
I love my fellow Aquarius. So when I saw that, I was like, dang. And a whole day before mine is lit.
That's ill.
It's lit. So Eve,
Yes.
Jesus Christ. So Mike Jones does this thing on his social media. It's called Hip Hop Pick of the Week. And he picked you. And so from there,
My man Mike.
look.
Hey, my main
And
man
look,
Mike.
I got to give it to him because he's been talking about you for a minute.
That's love.
And so I really tapped in when he posted Hip Hop Pick of the Week. And I'm like, okay, let me listen to Eve. And I was like, oh, shit. So then, when I found out you were coming, I gave it 2 more listens yesterday just to see if my favorites were going to change, and they didn't.
Oh,
So I was just
fine.
like, she's so raw.
Thank you.
She's so raw. The concept, everything is just so dope. So I was watching an interview where you were between Eve and Alien. Okay? For the
Titles.
titles.
Yeah.
Okay? So what sold you on Eve and what made you not go the Alien route?
Well, we had Alien at first. It was a name that was given to me at first. I was like, I don't think so. But once the picture was sold to me, and I was like, okay, I can see it. Black women are alienated. I'm an alien in that, just how I'm so different from what's mainstream, which is different. I was like, okay, but I got with Queen Latifah, and she said, what's the title of the album? I said, Alien. She was like, She's like, nah, we can come up with something better. And once she said that, I was like, bet, it's got to change. Like, Queen Latifah said, nah.
So I got to go with what she
I
says.
gotta
It
go.
just is what it is.
Yeah, and I was riding around thinking, what's a title that, encompasses all women? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of, is there, one particular woman I could just name the album after? No, I don't want to call it my name. So it's just Eve. She represents all of us.
Facts.
The first woman, the mother of all living beings. So I
love that you went that route. The concept is so freaking dope to me. I can't really think of anybody else who's done that. So how does it feel to come out with you are a creative, obviously, but what was the process for you like? What was the creative process?
There is somebody that did something similar. And it's funny. I thought about this idea last summer, but I found out about Jamila Woods.
Oh, Jamila Woods! Big ups to Jamila Woods. I love her.
Yeah, she's dope. She's from Chicago.
She's from Chicago.
Too. Yeah, so she has a
from
project called
Beverly.
Legacy. I got onto it this past March. So I was like, oh dang, our concepts are really dope.
She's super cool.
And they're very similar. So I was like, man, I got to keep it anyway. But
I'm just gonna go with this still.
What was your question? Just to go back.
Just kind of what was the creative process? How was it navigating through Eve?
It was easy. Like, I've done a bunch of mixtapes, EPs. It's my third album. But this is the most fun and the easiest one I've done because as a black woman and coming up with that concept, you know, it was supernatural. It was something that I didn't have to think about because I'm talking about, you know, black women, about my mom, my sister, you, like, you know, just women in general. But I'm a black woman, so I can speak from that perspective. So it was just waking up every day and I'd be like, yo, like, Cicely Tyson's one of my favorite women. Why? And it's like, I know why. Felicia Rashad, like, wow, she represented, you know, black mothers and, you know, black motherhood. So I really want to talk about, when I talk about motherhood and loving our moms and who we come from, I'm going to name that Felicia. You know, Whoopi Goldberg.
I love that record.
Like, unfiltered, you know, she's going to say what she has to say, always truthful, always strong, super confident, bam. I'm going to, you know, so it was just dope. I was excited every day just to wake up and like, man, who can I talk about today? I got a song called Asada Shakur and just talking about her story and what she represented for us just in the fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. I wake up every day and it would either be I pick a woman and I think about what she represented for me and I write based on that, or I would wake up and I would just write a song. And after the song was done, that's what I did with Oprah. I was like, man, I got in the booth and it was like Dollar Circulate. I was like, who represents, you know, being a successful black woman and business entrepreneur? Oprah Winfrey, like
Facts.
She's the best. So that's how I would do it. Like, and it just became fun.
Were you worried at any point that the men were going to see the album and the titles and be like, oh, this is for the females?
No.
Good, because it is for everybody.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
If you take a listen to it, it's for everybody.
Yeah, you know, I the songs aren't so like history lesson-ish. You know, it's something that everybody can gravitate to and grab something from and be inspired by. So I knew like men are raised by strong black women, you know, and they have black women in their lives. So it's just like, you know, I think they'll rock with it. Even outside of our race, you know, I felt like people would learn to love and appreciate it. But, you know, I didn't even think about that. It was just like, this is who I'm doing it for. This is what I want to do. And I'm just going to do it. Like,
and
you don't rock with it and you don't rock with it. It's not for you. So, but it's cool. But I didn't even think about that one.
Absolutely. Yeah, I didn't think about it until today. I was just like, dang, I wonder if men just looking at it and just reading the titles felt that way. But you know what I ended up doing as I was listening was having to go back and Google things. Like, it forced me to go learn some more.
Right.
So I can appreciate that part of the album.
And that was another reason I was excited to do it in that way because, you know, I wanted to continue the legacy of some of these women for, you know, people who may not know their full story or may not know them at all. Because I had to think about, like, I'm a huge Nina Simone fan now, but that's only because of Lauryn Hill. Like, listening to her music, she name dropped Nina Simone and watching her interviews and she talk about Nina Simone. It made me want to go know who is Nina Simone and dive into her music, you know, when I was coming up. So it's just like, you know, that's what I was excited about. Like, for people to learn who Ibtihaj Muhammad is, for people to, you know, learn who Afeni was. Everybody knows Tupac, but everybody doesn't know, you know, how powerful his mom was and what she did with the Black Panther Party. And, you know, that was exciting for me to do.
You really did your thing.
Thank you.
You really did. Rolling Stone said something real dope. And I guess I just want you to explain it. But they were like, you're not an underground legend or a best-kept secret. You're invisible. So what did they mean by that?
I mean, I can't speak for them, you know, to say exactly what they meant. When I read it, you know, I think I just looked at it as, you know, I'm here, but people don't always know I exist because I'm just in this weird place, you know. Like, I'm not huge mainstream on everybody's TV or radio, but enough people know me where I'm not underground either. So it's like I fall into this crazy middle ground. If you watch Stranger Things, it's like I'm stuck in the upside down.
I feel that.
And you may feel the energy, but you don't know. I don't know where this person is. So, you know, it's just like, because you hear, you know, I see the chatter, I see the debates on Twitter and all the time. And, you know, people's like, you know, I love this, but, you know, I would like some balance here, a different option. And it's just, you know, and I'm not the only one. Because, you know, people talk about, like the Jermaine Dupri, not to even bring him up, it's just the comments. You know, there are a lot of us that people think are invisible. Like, you know, we're out here, people just don't know where we are. Like myself, like Jamila Woods, like LaKaylee 47, No Name. You know what I mean?
I appreciate Cardi B for doing what she did.
That, right.
Because what did that do for you when she shouted you out? And she was like, yo, what Jermaine Dupri said is kind of weird, but like, y'all need to see these people like Rapsody. Like, what was that like for you?
It was dope. It's the second time she's done it for me. The first time she tweeted
That's
about
so raw.
me.
Yeah.
But for one, it's just dope to see that there's still a sisterhood that exists when people claim that it's not. That like we don't support each other. So for her to take that with her position, like I just thought that was dope. It showed like, yeah, it's still a village and it's still a sisterhood, and you know, we can all support each other. But exposure wise is what she did to me. She made me not invisible. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Rapsody exists, Tierra Whack exists, Chica exists, Kamaya in Oakland.
Yes.
So she shined a light on us.
I thought that was really dope.
Yeah.
That was really dope. I even seen like, do you read comments underneath videos and whatnot?
Yeah, I do.
I be going through them too. People have said that it's an instant classic. It's a masterpiece. So how do you feel when you hear those things about Eve? Now that it's been out for like, what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks
Yeah.
or so.
Has it settled in?
I don't have a perception of time anymore, but
I feel that too.
it's just like
Everything's just fast.
It's just super fast. It's fulfilling, you know. There's some artists that work their whole lives to make a project that has impact. So it just makes me feel full and thankful that, you know, I have the opportunity to make something that inspires people. You know what I'm saying? And that was always the goal. Like I wanted to have purpose. I love music, but I wanted to have purpose with it. And just to see like comments like that, but why they say it's a masterpiece and how it makes people feel. And even the guys, like I was reading one on the way here this morning. He was like, he commented, he's like, I'm not even gonna lie, like Afeni made me shed a few tears. Like,
Damn.
It's just moments like that, you know, I'm just thankful to do art, you know, and I don't take it, you know, with a big head, but you know, God gave me a certain gift, and to be able to live it out, like that's just, I'm just
that's
full
something
and
special.
grateful. Yeah,
that is definitely something special. So there's 16 records on Eve.
Yeah, 16.
Okay, I want to know which ones are your favorite.
That's tough. It changes by the day.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Well, give me what you want, like top 4, top 5. Which one?
Ooh, give me top 5.
Top 5.
I think I have top 5. Okay, so you give me yours, and I'll give you mine.
Today, Nina.
Facts.
Afeni, Serena, Hatshepsut. I ain't looking at your paper. Hatshepsut. I got one more. Cleo.
Yeah. Okay, so when I'm watching the interviews, I'm just like, man, she seems so cool. She seems so like reserved, just sweet. And then when I heard Cleo, I was like, ooh.
Exactly. That's
right.
And that's another reason to do the project. Is like, you know, I am like, I'm cool. Yeah. I'm just laid back. But I don't want people to put me in a box. Like, I'm human, too. Like, there are different sides of me. Some days, you know, you can only be so patient. People push your buttons. So you got to go Cleo on them. Like, you know what I mean?
Hell
like,
yeah.
And people think, like, I don't back my, you know, butt up in the club. But I do, though.
You do all of that. You do all of that.
All of that. So it's just to show us women, like, we can listen to everything. We can like everything. We can feel and dress different every day. Like, you know, we can just be chameleons, like, but still be honest in who we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like that's what I liked the most about Cleo was like, it kind of seemed like you were going off on the industry, but then at the same time, like standing up for yourself and not settling for no one, just being who you are.
Completely. I'll give an honorable mention, like another favorite track of mine is Raina's Interlude.
Okay.
You know, and the poetry for me was a huge part of this project. Not only because I come from a poetry background, but it was just when I got into Raina, when I first learned who she was, and we talked, we built a friendship, bought her books, just the power with how she writes her words and how she speaks them with her voice to tell the story. Like, I needed that element because in music and the way I write, like, you know, it's bars, but sometimes you just want to hear things, like, you just want to hear them straight forward as they are. And that's the piece that she helped balance with me, where, you know, you can hear the music, but for you to really understand what this concept is, Raina's going to give it to you straightforward from the mouth. And she's so talented. Like,
did you strategically put it in the middle of the album?
I knew I wanted spaces for it. The way that interlude came to be, that was more Ninth. Those were two separate poems that we put into one. And, we were trying to make it so it made sense. So it's like, man, we can't have these two, because the next song sonically, how they were spaced out, it wasn't working. So it's just like, well, let's just put them together and just give her own track. And I'm just like, that's brilliant. So
that was dope.
That
was dope. I love what you did with Aaliyah. That song was super dope for me. It kind of feels like just about like a successful woman who didn't have to switch up who she was.
Indeed.
And yeah, go ahead.
Aaliyah was just who Aaliyah was. Like back then, I don't feel like you had to think about it or try to feel like, oh, Lil' Kim is popping. Like, let me be like Lil' Kim, or ooh, Queen Latifah popping. Like back then, nobody wanted to be like nobody else. Like everybody appreciated the other person, but they wanted to be different. They wanted to be themselves. And now it feels like everybody feels like we gotta be what's trendy. I gotta follow what they doing, like the cookie cutter paint by numbers version. And it was never like that. Like to bite on somebody, you get knocked out for that. So, what I appreciate about Aaliyah was just Aaliyah, and she showed that, I could be the biggest artist in the world, but, I could still be a tomboy. And that's not to say that, you could be something different. It was just, she was just who she was. And just for me particularly, that's just what I gravitated towards. Somebody else may gravitate towards something else. So I just knew what she meant for me, and representing that, you could be feminine and still be a tomboy too. Like,
I think that message is like, it's so important for people coming into the game, because you know how it is. Like, certain management labels try to mold you into what they think would be the most successful for you.
Right.
But I like that you stick to your guns and who you are, and you don't switch up. So that was really important to me. I love Oprah. I love that it's a shmoney record. It's a fun record to me.
Get the money.
The Whoopi record, I don't know, it gave me Missy vibes.
I reached out to Cardi first.
Okay.
There were two people I heard on it, Cardi and Missy.
That's dope.
I reached out to Cardi first. For whatever reason, we just couldn't, our management, whoever, we just couldn't get in touch to make it happen. And then I reached out to Missy, sent her the track. She listened to it. And she was like, I love the track. She was like,
I know she did.
I just don't see where I fit in. She was like, you killed it. There's no way for me. I was like, no. I was like, we need you. I'll take a verse off. Like, and she was just like, it's done though. You don't need me.
And it's funny because like you have her on there though. Like I
spirit.
totally hear it. You feel me?
Man.
So shout out to Missy.
Missy, yes.
And what you did with the record was just real dope. I hope you guys can collaborate one day. You and Cardi too.
Oh yeah, I love Cardi.
That's probably just like a timing thing though, right?
Yeah, it's a timing thing. It's finding the right record.
Yeah.
Whenever I send somebody something, I want them to like the track too. So
absolutely.
If they not vibing with it or feeling it, then I'll just wait. But it's a timing thing too. You never know how busy people are. Who else they got to do verses for. So it's just being patient and waiting for all the stars to align to make it happen.
Because how long did it take for you to finish this album?
For me to record it, like creatively.
Like when did you start it? When did you finish?
I came up with the idea in the summer of 2018, and I probably those first 2 or 3 months I may have recorded maybe like 5 to 10 records. But between that, I'm touring, I'm doing festivals, I'm doing a lot of things, and then I recorded like the rest of it, the bulk that we use, 80 or 90% of it in December.
Okay, so you've been finished really for a minute.
Yeah. What takes long after that is clearing samples. Like there's some samples we started clearances in February, and they didn't get cleared until July, like right before 24th hour and 58 minutes.
I didn't realize it took that long.
It depends. Like, if they deny it and you try to, just try to make it work. So it's sample clearances, it's making sure all the contracts are in, that the artists that you have featured on, like, their contract is right. It's a lot that goes into putting out an album. So, yeah, we have been done since, like, January. Even mixing takes time. Like, Young Guru mixes our records, so he might have to go, do something for another artist, and he might be mixing 4 albums at the same time, like, but...
Were you real antsy to drop it?
Yeah,
Like, oh, I just can't
couldn't
wait to put this out. It's gonna
originally,
hit.
because we wanted to originally drop it in March, Women's Month. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And trying to play off that. But with this project with Layla, like Layla, I was stressed, like behind the scenes, like all we had to do. But this one, I just be like, cool. Like,
Yeah, what were the differences between that album and this one as far as putting it together? Like, why were you stressed with this one and not so much with
creatively, I
Eve?
wasn't stressed with Layla's, but with Layla, that was my first time putting out a project on a major record label. So just learning the business and how things go, and like sample clearances take a long time. There are things that are gonna hold up the date. Like you may have this brilliant plan in your mind, but you gotta check some things off the boxes before you can move. So that was new to me, just learning that and going through that process. And me too, understanding that everything happens in the time it's supposed to happen.
I
So
totally agree.
like it took me some time to really learn that. So with this one, like if there was a block, I was like, cool, it ain't supposed to happen right now. Today's not the day. It ain't supposed to come out in March. You know what I'm saying?
I'm big on that. I'm big on when something is supposed to happen at the time that it's supposed to happen, it's going to happen.
Right. There's a reason that, God or whoever's like, nah, not right now. So with this one, that's why it was easy. It was just like, cool, there's a reason. I don't know it yet. And then, you have instances where, okay, we're gearing up and we know like, okay, it's coming out August 23rd. And right before we start promo 2 weeks, Cardi B shouts me out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
and you
that
see,
timing is real.
Everything happens at a time. It's like all these things were just falling into place that just made the moment that much greater when it did come out. So you can't ever trip on that.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, the last one, Ibtihaj, which I'm sure you've heard over and over, is probably a lot of people's favorites. I love just the record itself. I love the video for it. So how did that come to, because Mary J's in it.
Yeah.
Roxanne Shantae's in it. The features are dope. Like, how did that even come? I know you talk about it happened very organically.
Super organic.
Yeah.
Everything.
And I love that. That's dope.
Yeah.
When it just happens.
Like I say, like going back and looking at just how all the pieces align and stars align. Like even
That's a
with getting with
blessing.
Misa, like, the record came about, just to tell the story again in case somebody doesn't know, Nicole Buss had a record out called You, where she flipped the old Wu-Tang sample, and I love that record so much. I was like, man, I want something that feels like that, because there ain't too much R&B that feels like that. So I was telling Knife, so he went through the Wu-Tang sample bank. He picked Liquid Swords. We couldn't get Nicole Buss, but I went ahead and did my verse. Hit Jizza, asked for his blessing. He was like, yes, I'll get on it.
That's so dope.
So we waiting for his verse in the studio, doing early mixes, and we get a call that's supposed to be about Jizza and, scheduling, timing, and, when we can get the verse because we on deadline. I'm also with D'Angelo, and he's a fan of you and Knife, and I think it'd be dope if y'all do something together. Can I play him the record? Yeah, you could play him the record.
That's major.
D'Angelo talks about, how Cold War, the joint with him and Jizza, was like one of his favorite memories and songs, and how much he loved the Wu-Tang. So it's just like, I want to get on this one. Like, imagine if we didn't pick Liquid Swords, we wouldn't have got D'Angelo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't have hit him the same way. If I didn't hear that Nicole Buss record, I wouldn't have wanted to do that project. So that lined up. And then we did that song. I think we were done. Like, we were still kind of mixing and mastering the record. And I'm in New York, and I'm about to go home. But I get an invite to go to see Misha Hilton's documentary with MCM at Tribeca. And I was going to go home, and I was like, nah, I got to go, because she had invited me to an event in L.A. that I was supposed to go to, and I couldn't go because I had to go to the studio. So I was like, man, I missed the last event. Let me extend my trip and go watch this documentary. So I went. I watched the documentary. It's an amazing documentary. I was so blown away. I was like, man. So I hit Misa after the documentary. I was like, yo, I congratulated her. And then I was like, have you ever thought about creatively directing a video? Like, I would love for you to do it. And she goes, yes. So I'm thinking if I had went home, I wouldn't have saw the documentary. I wouldn't have, been inspired to hit her. We meet up. I play her the song. She's bugging out the same way like D'Angelo. She has so many memories. She talked about how her and Mary, were big Wu-Tang hands, and that's all they listened to growing up. So she was like, I'd love to do the video. Then I think the next few days she had to go to L.A., and I had to go to L.A. too. Like, for whatever reason, we had to go to L.A. at the same time. And I was at the hotel, and she FaceTimed me, and it was her and Mary riding around in the whip, and they was playing. She was playing the record for her, and they were going crazy.
I'm
she was
sure.
like, see, I told you this was our joint. And Mary, but she's like trying to catch a wave. She's like playing lyrics. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
That's gotta be crazy to see her jamming out to your music like that too.
So after that, she's like, yo, tell Rap I want to be in a video. Like straight like that. And then Misha's like, she listens to the words. She's not say Roxanne Shante. She was like, yo, we got to have Roxanne. Let me call her. Like, all those things happen organically.
And those pieces came together so perfect.
Yeah.
I love hearing you tell that story. I love hearing that. Now, were there people who didn't make it to the album, like names?
That I wanted, that are on songs that didn't make it?
Yes, like actual people.
Oh, like songs?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I recorded like 40 songs.
Oof, narrowing
some
down.
Just off top that like I really wanted on this one was me and Soundwave did a record called Asada.
Okay.
That was like one of the last ones I took off that I really wanted to have. I like this song.
You couldn't do 17.
I could have, but listening to it sonically, I didn't know if it fit with everything else where we had it placed. It was like some days I'd be like, nah, it fit. And some days I'd be like, nah, it stick out like a sore thumb. But although it's a dope record, so I was like, I'm gonna just tuck it for now. But that one, there's a song called Miriam from Miriam Makeba, who's the first mother of South Africa. So I wanted to do something especially for Africa. That was a joint that we took off. I have a record called Zane, after the writer, talking about sex and erotica. I did it in a very classy way, though.
Yes. But, you did everything in a real classy way, even like the shot you took on Cleo. I was like, I see you, girl.
I still keep my class. That one. There was a record called Felicia. I actually put it out for Mother's Day, but that one was a dope one. I got one called DJ Spinderelli that was dedicated to female DJs.
Okay.
Yeah. I try to cover all bases.
Dang, that's what's up.
There's one I named after Maxine Waters that was more my political, like Black women in politics. Like that was that route.
Man, do we get to hear these? Like, is there going to be a part 2?
I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure out what we gonna do. But yeah, like who am I forgetting? It's just mad ones. Like I got one called Whitney. I got one called Keisha, who's the character off Belly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, we can't hear these. Damn.
Yeah.
Hell nah.
I don't never know. I got one. Like I did fictional characters and nonfiction. Real life. Mariah, who played who was Alfie Woodard's character on Luke Cage.
Yes. You snapped.
Yeah. I got mad songs.
You snapped. That's what's up. Who listened to the album before you dropped it? Did you give some people? I know you said T.I. was listening to it.
Yeah.
Were there other people
it.
that you definitely was like, yo, listen to this album? What you think?
Let me see. T.I. heard it. Queen Latifah heard it. Oh yeah, thank you. Busta Rhymes, I played it for him.
Dope.
After I played it for him, I knew how special Afeni was.
Yes.
And originally I wanted Nina to come out first, but Busta heard Ibtihaj. He was like, Queen, if that ain't the first record that come out, we ain't friends no more.
Damn.
We ain't friends no more.
You talking like
Crazy.
it too.
Queen, I'm telling you, if that's not the first, like, it was like that. So
and that one hit.
Yeah.
It really did.
He was right. Like, Busta been doing it a long time. So when he said that, we was like, say no more.
Man,
like,
you working with greats. It's so dope. How does it feel to be in a room with people like that?
Man, I always have that moment I step back. I'm like, Dad, like,
this is my
these
life.
are like my superheroes. But then you go back to like, but they regular people too. Like, so it's dope. And you see at the end of the day, like, we just all creatives that just like to tell art.
Yeah.
So.
You're a great storyteller. I like that. I think so. I think so. Yeah. You don't think so?
I don't know. I be all over the place. I feel scatterbrained sometimes.
I feel like that all the time,
Aquarius
too. Maybe that must... Because Mike be the one getting me together. Like, okay, wait, no, we're going to start right here. Yeah. And we're going to end right here. Now, I know you and Kendrick are tight.
Yeah.
I guess I want to know what's the best piece of advice that he's given you that
Man, I
like
asked
something
him.
that makes sense for everybody.
I think the last time the big advice I asked him was, man, how do you find balance, right?
Ooh, right.
And he said, you just gotta learn when to say yes and when to say no. And he said it in a way more poetic way. He was like, you have to figure out. He said you have to be humble enough to say yes, but he said humble enough to say yes and strong enough to say no. And I was like, man, that's a bar. It
is.
And there's just some days where you got to understand I can't do everything for everybody. And sometimes you just got to be, I got to kind of put myself first today. And I might have to say no, but don't say it all the time. Like some days too, can't put myself on a pedestal, and I have to be humble enough to bring myself down and say yes. So it's just, again, just finding that balance. Like that's probably one of the best things that he's given me.
That's
like,
dope.
Once you marinate on it, you figure out your way through it. But
I still feel like it's hard for me to say no.
mm-hmm.
I've been in the industry of radio for like 10, 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, like, it's still something I'm learning. That balance is something else.
It takes time, but you get it.
Yeah.
You're aware, though.
Oh,
that's the biggest thing. Like,
Facts.
just being aware of it, you can get there.
Yeah, for sure. I know it's there. When I'm listening to your album, like, it's interesting because I'm just like, she's so different. So, like, what is the Rapsody lane, I guess? Like, if you could describe your lane, what would it be?
Oh, man.
I've been trying to put you in something, but I'm like, ain't no lane. She just in her own little Rapsody lane.
Oh, my own little world.
Like, straight up.
I don't know how to describe my lane. Like, I just feel like I walk a dope line that's like dead center. You know what I'm saying? Where as a black woman, I can understand the female perspective, but as a tomboy and being around so many fellas, I could speak their language too. So
Yeah.
it's something. It's similar to what the line Lauren walked. She did the same thing, but I don't know, man.
It's something to think about. I've been thinking about it since I gave it the 2 listens yesterday. I was just like, I don't even know where I put her. I don't even know. It's that different. Do you feel like you offer something to hip hop that was missing?
Yeah, I think in this climate, especially as a female, just to be able to be lyrical, to rap over the beats that I rap over, to I'm just so hip hop. Like,
yes.
I don't want to be like nobody else. Like, I think I represent individuality, and that part, like never chasing a trend, just like futuristic rebel. You know what I'm saying?
I see that.
I think that's just what I remind people that, like, don't forget what you fell in love with and why you fell in love with it, and that it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to appreciate and enjoy what you have, but you also can create your own lane and your path. Like, this is hip hop. Hip hop was always about individuality and creativity and just everybody walking in their own light and appreciating it. Like, and understanding, like, we need all different kinds of lights and energies. So
I love that you say this. Literally, I had Common in the studio earlier this week? Last week. Okay, so Common was just here. He brought you up. He goes hard for you.
That's my bro, big bro.
Yes, I love Common. I love Let Love. Like, it's everything. But he said the same thing because, like, people ask him about hip-hop today. Mm-hmm. And, they throw in, what you think about the mumble raps and everything. And he's just kind of like, I appreciate every form of hip-hop.
Right.
And I just thought that was so dope that, he didn't say, things like some of the OGs been saying, like, what is this?
Which is crazy, like.
Because it's supposed to evolve.
It's supposed to evolve, and Buckshot said it. He was like, it's a way for them to pit us against each other. When they give us labels, you can't labels don't exist in hip hop. Like, that's not what hip hop is for. You can't put labels in hip hop. Like, it's about being individuals and just doing stuff that feels good. So when they do that, it's to separate us within the culture because they know how powerful we are if we work together. Like Buckshot said, there's no such thing as conscious or backpack rap. everybody just has different styles. It's just about styling out. Mumble rap is a style. Like,
And why
yo,
would
bro,
you
I like
always
your
want to
style.
hear the same stuff?
Right. Like,
It's dope to
it's
me.
just ill. Like, and that is going to inspire somebody else to do something different in a more creative way. It's just, man, I just don't do labels. Like, no such thing as labels.
Right.
Like,
You talk about, being an MC.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it take to be a dope MC? Like, what all goes behind that?
to me, like, the things that make you a dope MC are, one, your flow. Like, you got to have skill and have a flow. Your flow ain't got to be like everybody's, but you got to know how to flow. Your voice, your pen game, being able to have wordplay, the way you perform on a record, the performance of the rap. I did some mentoring yesterday, and a young boy came up to me. He was like, "Yo, you want all the keys to success?"
Could you just write them down for me real quick?
Yeah, straight up. Like, and I just had to, take him through the journey and process. But one of them, I told him, like, you got to be able to perform. Like, he was like, my story's so dope and it's honest. I was like, it is. I like the way you rap. But if you don't perform it in a way where people believe you, you're not gonna touch them. Like, so those are the things to me that make a great MC. Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I seen you and Vic Mensa were together yesterday doing some mentoring.
Yep.
I really appreciate things like that. So later today,
Right.
Rock Nation's Inspired Change Initiative.
Yep.
What can they expect from your performance?
Man, I just like to leave it all on the stage. I like to take people through a journey, different emotions, like, and just to do music that's gonna pierce through your soul and connect with you. Like, it's a communal event. You know what I'm saying? Where it's something we can enjoy together. Like, I do a lot of crowd reaction.
Cool.
We do chants. I look people in the face. But I just want them to feel through the performance. What the music is supposed to mean. It's gonna be some. It's like, dang, that one hit me. I might catch an ear, and then we might perform Oprah, and we all going up. Like, it's just a dope, good time and celebration.
I'm really looking forward to it too. I'll be there.
Okay.
Yes, I'll definitely be there. It's happening tonight, guys. Grant Park. What time will you be on?
I go on at 3 p.m.
Okay.
This will be honestly my real first time performing these songs.
Ooh, I love that it's exclusive to Chicago. That's what's up.
Like, I had like a test run with Common in Austin, but I'm with the band and everything. So, like, this is
Dang, you gonna kill it.
Yeah, we
You
kicking it
definitely
off
gonna
in
kill it.
Chicago.
All right. Well, where can they follow you on social media and keep up with you? I know you got a tour coming up here in Chicago, like in
I do.
October.
Yep.
So how can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Rapsody, Rapsody. Don't put no H in my name.
Girl,
Show
because
me
I've been
some
seeing
love.
it.
Please don't put no H in my name.
They do it.
Rapsody. If you like to, hit a show up and get tickets for when we come through Chicago, I'm on a tour with Big Crit. So you can also go to my website, IamRapsody.com, and get tickets. You can get some merch if you want to come out and show out. But, yeah.
Support. All right, y'all make some noise for Rapsody.
Hey, one love, Chi-Town.
Already. Thank you.
Power 92.3 FM.